Hello everybody and welcome to this episode of Queer Girl Straight Skates. I'm Rebel and I'm gonna do a video today that many of you have requested many times, and that is I'm going to tell you about all of my different pairs of skates and their backstory and my setups. So buckle up because I have a lot of skates. I want to preface this episode by saying that in the same way that some people are sneakerheads and spend all their money on sneakers, or that some people really like designer bags, when I spend my money, when I'm saving up and spending my money, I'm usually buying skates. And so that's why I have so many skates and I love all of them very much. And yeah, I'll tell you why. And I'm gonna start with, I think I'm gonna go from like oldest skates to most recent skates. So I'm gonna start with, I think these are my oldest ones. These guys. Okay, so these are the Moxie Lolly, and this is actually a green skate now, but they did not begin as green skates. They actually started as floss. So these were the skates that I got when I first decided to get skates outside of roller derby, and I wanted to get skates that would be outdoor skates and skates that I could go on beach paths and rollouts and all those sort of things. So I had actually done I think I did a skate-a-thon and I won like third place, and so I got a gift card to the then Moxie skate shop. And so I used that gift card and a little bit of money that I had saved up, and I bought these as floss skates for my birthday for myself in 2018. Yeah, in March of 2018, I bought these for myself, and I was having a roller disco themed roller skating birthday party at the Fountain Valley rink. And so yeah, so I got these for that specific day, and then these have been my old faithful skates kind of since then. They have, well, they've been dyed with Angelus suede dye. I actually made a video about that. I'll link that up above and below. But yeah, so I used Angelus suede dye and Kelly green to dye these to this color. And I didn't really even choose that color. I just had a friend who had extra dye, and he was like, "Hey Rebel, do you want some of this suede dye?" And I was like, "Heck yeah." And so I ended up with green skates, and I could not be happier. Yeah, so that's the story of these skates. Yeah, these were the skates that I wore when I first started dating Shove. So they have very much so sentimental value to me. Right now I have the derby laces in yellow. I have roller stuff toe caps in this sparkly pink. I have the Moxie brake pedals on it right now. And then I have the Atom Pulse wheels. These Pulse wheels are 78A. They're super, super gummy, and they're really great for outdoor skating, especially if you're going over a lot of different cracks and like uneven road or going over rocks or sticks. These Pulse wheels are great because they're super wide and they're super gummy, and so yeah, would highly recommend them. So that's my first pair of skates. I can't remember what I named these ones. I think I had a name. I think I called them my Fergies when they were floss, because flossy, flossy. But now they're green, so I don't know that they have a name. Anyways, so those are my first pair of skates. My next pair of skates that I have are actually, I wasn't going to show you guys these because I'm about to get rid of them. But these are the Riedell Solaris skates. These are the skates that I used for roller derby after I got rid of my first pair of roller derby skates, which was the Rock 5, the Riedell Rock 5 skates. So I got these Riedell Solaris boots, and they were the skates that carried me through roller derby for the last for the last 2 years, I've used these for roller derby, and I love them. They're super, super comfortable. They're made out of real leather. They're low. They're sick. Like, I did a custom color boot on them, and honestly, I have so many good derby memories in these boots, but what I learned and the reason why I replaced them is because they're actually too big. So they're a size 7 on me, but there's room at the top, and I should have probably gotten a 6.5 or a 6 in these skates, and I didn't know that at the time, and I've been skating around in them, and every time that I had started derby practice or like done a bout, after first couple laps, I would have to pull to the side and tighten them up and then go back out there, and I thought that was normal. It's not normal. So yeah, so I have the Neo Reactor Pro plate on these, and then I think that these wheels are turbo wheels, but I don't remember. I think that they're 92 turbos, and I really like them. I thought that they were great for roller derby, and then I have the Super Gumball on the top. And then I also have the derby laces in light blue and the roller stuff toe cap as well. I swear by toe caps because I don't know how I be tripping and falling all over the place, but I am always scuffing up the toes of my skates. And so, yeah, I love having these toe caps on there because it protects my actual skate. Yeah, and I just got them on Etsy, I think, from Roller Stuff, or you can get them at different skate shops too. But yeah. So those are my like newest pair of derby skates that I had for 2 years, but I've recently replaced them. But those skates are actually, I think, some of my newest, so they'll come later. But with these skates, what's cool is I'm gonna get rid of the boot, and then I'm gonna take this Neo Reactor Pro plate, and I'm going to put it on my green lollies. So my green lollies are going to get a little bit of an upgrade, which I'm super excited about. So the next skate that I got was, oh my God, these guys. Okay, so I got this, which is the Fuchsia Moxie Lolly. And the story behind these is that I actually, like my very first time to the skate park, I was going to a CIB Venice meetup, and I was like, oh my gosh, it'll be so fun to go to the skate park for the first time. Like, I was super nervous, but me and Shove decided to go together, and I remember having to get up super early, and I saw that they were giving away a pair of skates, and I was like, oh my gosh, I would love a new pair of skates. Like, I think that'd be so amazing. Like, we should totally go. Maybe I could win these skates, right? And so I think that I thought it was on the wrong day. So I got up super early one day just to realize that that wasn't the day and that it was the next day. And so then I had to get up super early the next day, and I went out there, and it was so fun being at the Venice skate park. Like, yeah, that was so crazy. And then I learned like basic stuff at the skate park, and it was so fun. I remember totally being addicted. And then at the end of the CIB meetup, I won these skates, and it was so crazy. And I just was so overwhelmed and was super excited. Yeah, so these have a very special place in my heart because they are the skates that were like my skate park skates. And I had slide blocks on here for the longest time until I was able to stall. I told myself I wasn't allowed to get jack boots until I was able to stall. And so I used these skates at the skate park for a long time, like I think a year. And yeah, anytime I went to the skate park, I brought these skates with me. So they've been through thick and thin. I've fallen and hurt myself so many times on these skates, and yeah, they've always been there for me. And I just love how the color has held up over this much time. Like, it's been at least 2 years that I've had these skates, maybe 2.5. No, I think it's, yeah, maybe like 2 years. And yeah, the color just looks like fine wine. Like, it's evolved so nicely. So I have, again, I have the derby laces. Clearly I have a fave. The best length laces. I prefer the 108 inches, but you can also get 96 inches for skates with boots like these. I have the Moxie Fun Day wheels. These Fun Day wheels are a hybrid, which means that they can be used for both outside and inside. They're like a medium hardness. And yeah, a lot of people when they first start skating in the park will use the Fun Day wheels because they're not as intimidating as harder wheels that people use at the park. And they're also smaller and a little bit rounded, which is really nice. And then I have on this one, I have the Kaya Toe Stop. I can't remember what this color is called, but I love the Kaya Toe Stops. I think that they're super, super durable. I think that they're the perfect size. Like, I'm obsessed with the size. And they come in all these sorts of fun colors. Like, there's like red and orange and yellow and just super fun. So I love the Kaya Toe Stops, big fan. And they also come in short stem and long stem. I think these ones are long stem toe stops, but you can decide whether or not you want long stem or short stem toe stops based on the plate that you have on your skate. And the plate I have is just the nylon that comes with it, and they've lasted for the whole amount of time that I've owned these skates, and so that's really great. Yeah, and that's kind of what about, oh, and then back to that roller stuff toe cover in the front, and that's also lasted me quite a bit of time. Yeah, so that's these skates. I don't really have a name for these either. Man, I am failing y'all when it comes to names for my skates. Oh well, that's okay. I'm gonna call him Professor Plum for now, because I'm almost a professor and because they look kind of plum. And I'm gonna call these, I'm gonna call these Forest. Yeah, okay, great. Moving on to the next ones. I think that the next ones that I got were, yeah. Okay, so the next skates that I got were my jack boots. So my jack boots, I am in love with. Like, if you had to ask me, if you asked me what my favorite skate that I own was, I would say easily it is this skate. I love the color. Like, I love that these jack boots are the poppy jack boots. They have really been with me through thick and thin. As soon as I tried on the jack boots, I knew I was obsessed with them and that they would be my favorite skate. And over a year later, I'm still totally obsessed with these skates. Yeah, they are just, I love them. They're so great. So what's great about the jack boot is that they're really, really durable, and that they're also really stiff. Like, they have support. They're not stiff, like uncomfortable stiff. They're stiff like I feel like my ankle is locked in, so I feel safe whenever I'm at the skate park and I'm trying new tricks, or whenever I'm around and I'm trying to jump and do random stuff on my skates. Like, I just, yeah, they're my babies. So on this skate, I have my CIB slide block. I haven't actually tried any of the other slide blocks yet, so I don't really have any reference in comparison to other ones, but I really like how buttery these CIB slide blocks are, which means it's pretty easy for me to slide on many surfaces if I was able to slide well. But yeah. So the best part, I think, about this jack boot is the padding that's in the boot. So these are suede leather, so they're gonna be flexible, like they're gonna flex with your foot. But also there's this extra level of padding on the inside, and then there's this sheepskin tongue, which it makes it really comfortable when you're skating for long periods of time. That being said, I also had to break these in for 10 hours, so I feel like I'm like a little bit more connected to them than my other skates. On it, I have my roller stuff toe caps because I'm always falling at the skate park. I have my derby laces, and then I have the Kaya Cherry Bomb Toe Stop, and these are short stem because I have the Neo Reactor Pro plate on this boot. And then I also have the Rollerbones Bowl Bombers, and these are hard wheels and they're awesome in the bowl so far. I just love them. And I love a good monochromatic aesthetic. And as soon as the skate shops open again, I'm gonna make this, I think, just a full red skate. I love the look. I love these skates. These are my babies. Anyone asks about them, they're my fave. And these are my cherry bombs. And then the story of how I got these. I got these when I first started working for Planet Roller Skate. I decided to use my first couple checks to buy these skates. I had told myself that I wasn't allowed to get jack boots until I was able to two-footed stall on the coping. And I practiced and practiced and practiced, and then I finally was able to two-footed stall on the coping. And I remember like that week I went and I bought these Moxie jack boots because I had been saving for a long time. And yeah, I'm proud of them because I feel like they signify my progress in skating, and they make me feel happy and remind me of the fact that I'm capable of accomplishing goals that I set for myself. Yeah. Okay, the next pair of skates are these Impala leopard print skates. These ones I got in order to review them and because I absolutely love leopard print. And now they've become my go-to skates for all things arts and crafts, which is awesome. So these guys have been in glitter, they have been in paint. If you can't tell, there's literally paint all over this skate. They have been wrapped up and turned into molds to create piñatas. Yeah, I like how aesthetically pleasing these skates are. Yeah, so these are my skates for fun and for photo shoots and for crafts, and I don't love how they feel as much as my other skates, so they don't get much like active skating, long distance or anything time, but they're great to have, and I love leopard print, so yeah. But they definitely still smell kind of crazy, and I got them like a year ago, so how do they still smell bad? Like, I'm very confused by that, but you know, whatever. The next skates that I have are my Antic AR2s. They're so cute. I'm like obsessed with them. Yeah. So I got these in order to use them for roller derby. I was super excited to use them for derby, and then when they came in the mail, literally like that week is when we went into quarantine and derby was canceled. So I never actually got to use them for derby, which major sucks. But I'll use them for derby whenever we end up going back to derby. And until then, I've actually switched out the wheels so that they are the Radar Energy wheels. So they're outdoor wheels now. This skate is really a top of the line skate. It is a custom AR2 color. I chose the colors. I've got derby laces on here. I've got the Arius plate, which is a really wonderful, light, amazing plate. I have the Bionic toe stop, so they're nice and big and sturdy for me. And then again, I have the Radar Energy wheels, which I used for outdoor skating. So that has been fun, and they're nice and beautiful because they haven't really been used yet. I'm gonna try them on the ramp soon and kind of give a little feedback about how they are on the ramp, but they're just so beautiful. Like, I'm so obsessed with them. But yeah, so these are my derby skates. These are the ones I use in derby when derby begins. And then last but not least, I have a pair of yellow jack boots. And these yellow jack boots I got from my friend who bought another pair of jack boots. She bought actually the black pair of jack boots, the black jacks, and she was like, I'm not going to use these yellow jack boots anymore. So I bought them from her. Yeah! I knew that I loved the jack boots, and so I was like, I would love to have a pair of jack boots to be able to street skate in. And then I used to have a yellow pair of lollies, but I sold them so that I could buy these yellow jack boots. I actually used to have a black pair of lollies and a yellow pair of lollies, and I sold them both. 1, so that people could get more skates, and 2, so that I could get these yellow jack boots. So these are my banana hammocks. I used to also call them banana sluts, and so I kind of go back and forth between the two. I love them so much. They're awesome. I have, again, the derby laces on them. I have the Radar energy wheels, the blue ones, and these are the smaller energy wheels, which means they're a little bit thinner. I really like these for outdoor skating because they just, I don't know, I feel like they're just an extension of my foot, and I feel like I can easily go over a bunch of different cracks, but I have agility in them still. And then I also have the Cherry Bomb, the Kaya toe stops. If you can't see the trend, I clearly like these toe stops, and so I have these on them. And then I have the Avanti plate. Don't look too closely, it's very dirty. But this plate is actually one that I never would have picked, and so I'm excited that I'm getting to try it out because my friend had actually picked that out for her skates. For me, they feel a little bit heavier than other plates, but they also are very sturdy, and so I don't really have much else to say about them. I like them. But yeah, so those are my last pair of skates. So yeah, so these are my skates. Y'all have been asking me to talk about the different skates that I have for a long time, so I figured I would just show them to you. But yeah, I have a lot of skates, and I know it's a problem, like I'm obsessed with skates, but you know what? I save up my money and I buy skates. So whenever I get skates to review, usually they're in my possession for a short period of time, and then I pass them along to someone who needs skates. So as I get new skates, they'll become a temporary part of my collection and then move on to new ownership. I hope you enjoyed this overview of my roller skate collection. Yes, I have a lot of skates. If you want to know the total number, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skates, but one of them is leaving very soon, so it'll be 6 skates. Something that a lot of people ask is, do you and Chev have the same size foot? And the answer to that is no, I wish we did. So like the skates behind me right here, those are Chev's skates. And yeah, if we had the same size foot, we could have a whole rainbow, and that would be so amazing. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. Thank you for watching this episode of Queer Girl Straight Skates. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to support me further, you can join my Patreon. The link is below. Or you could buy me a Ko-fi, which is just supporting me with cash with the same amount that you would use to buy a coffee. Or you could buy some of my cool Etsy stickers. And most importantly, cheers to the queers. I love you all.